It is time that we start. Someone take a photo to all the leader community, the FabrianoInAcquarello leader community, part of the FabrianoInAcquarello leader community, because actually we are almost 80 people. No, more than 80 people, because we are 80 countries this year, and each country, many of the country have one leader and one administrator, so two referent point, and so we should be about 120 or something like that. It is impossible that we meet all together. It never happened in the past years, but every time we are very many, and this gives also the measure of how much we care about the FabrianoInAcquarello and how much we care about being together and at least meeting sometime. When we do the online meeting by Zoom or by other video conferences, we usually are very many. It's incredible. It's really incredible. Sometimes I think that the line is not going to be strong enough to support that many. And it's a joy. Every time it's a joy, even for a few minutes. Now, tonight we decide, no, some months ago, the FabrianoInAcquarello leader community decided that this year the leaders were not going to meet in a separate place, not alone, but that we were going to focus and reorganize our mind in public, in front of the audience. And the meaning of this decision is that we want our audience to really understand that beside the 3 days of international convention and the meeting, there are months and months of organization, and there are many women and men who give their effort, to give their time to organize this art event. And we believe in art, of course. This is the first thing that we need to focus on. So tonight you are going to meet the leaders, and we try to explain very fast the FabrianoInAcquarello motivation, the idea we follow, and how it was born and how it developed. And this PowerPoint slides were done after the 2024 meetings. So were done after the leader meeting, when we had decided again which were the main focus and what we wanted to really do practically in really during our next future. So this is why we call this appointment today Vision and Future of Watercolor World, because we are the watercolorists of the world. We are FabrianoInAcquarello, but FabrianoInAcquarello is one of the many meetings all over the world. We all participate, you also participate, and we are aware that we have a big part, and that we, by our decision, we can make also the future of watercolor all over. FabrianoInAcquarello, who we are. We start by this slide, and this is one of the leader meetings that we do very often, at least 4 or 5 times a year, by video conference. And who we are 80 countries at the moment, so 80 leaders and 80 admins. It is not true, because actually in some countries we only have one leader who is also the admin. But usually these 80 countries, not usually, all the 80 countries have a country community that helps the leader, who is the focus point for the country, to organize and to make the event happen by the contribution of each country. We are the year Watercolor conference meeting that was born and is held every year in Italy. It is my wish and the wish of all the leaders that sometimes the conference meeting can also go to some other country. It is not a must that we go on organizing the conference meeting in Italy, but for the moment it is organized here because we have some experience and we know how to do. Lillian, you should have come with us, and also I see some other leaders. If you want, please come. At least we can take a photo together. I don't see you very well, but by the shape, I guess that you are one of the leaders. By intuition, exactly. What is behind the FabrianoInAcquarello organization and behind the leaders? This is last year meeting in Fabriano that we did just before to come to Bologna in 2024. Behind the FabrianoInAcquarello and behind the leaders community, there is a society that is called InArte. Art and Culture International Society. Our government, the Italian government, recognized InArte as an international society. It was born in Italy, actually it was born in Fabriano, and can be member of our organization also people from abroad. So anyone who decide to become member of the InArte society can ask and very easily can be added to the organization. You can sit down you can sit on the table if you like too. There is another table over there. We are very organized, as you see. The leader community is very organized, but because we are very creative, so we can find a way and a solution for everything, even when it is not planned to do something. And what is behind of the FabrianoInAcquarello is a very large network community that you see very well represented here now. Thank you for being so many. And this is again from last year meeting. We have people coming from very far away. Nicolas Lopez is one of the people coming from very far away. And our brand is FabrianoInAcquarello. FabrianoInAcquarello is the brand that gives the name from Fabriano, where it was born, from Fabriano, the paper also, gives the name to the Watercolor International Meeting. Non mi va più avanti. Eccolo. Fabriano is the name of the city that gave birth to paper in Europe in 1200. And Fabriano is also the brand of the paper made in Fabriano and distributed all over the world. FabrianoInAcquarello is the name of the year conference meeting. A logo designed to suit a large network and a large community. It can be declined with the name of the countries, of the city, and or of the regions each leader can ever decide to do an event on the name of FabrianoInAcquarello or in the same of in Acquarello or in Watercolor, and decline the same name with the geographical name of the place where they make the event. One example was last year Mindam, who did the Vietnam in Watercolor, or Sandor, who did some years ago with Budapest. He chose the name of his city, actually. And many more examples we can give. Last year we did FabrianoInAcquarello in Texas, and there are many more examples. Every time each of us who organize the event is aware that in the back of the event there is this large and very big community. In Italy, in USA last year, and for the first time, for example, Fabriano was used outside Italy, but this may happen again, okay? When we designed the brand, we decided it in relation of the possibility to be reorganized for other countries, for other geographical area. FabrianoInAcquarello, vision and mission. This is why we are here today in front of you, because the task of today's meeting is that the brands, again, together, decide that the vision and the mission has not changed. We do every year. But we also want to share with the audience what is the vision and the mission, because we feel that many of the audience only see in Italy we say the point of the iceberg, the very point, and so they only see the joy, and that is also good, that the artistic part, the joy and the meeting, but they don't understand how much job and how deep is inside each of us the vision and the mission of what we are doing. So from the 2024 Leaders and Admins meeting, this is last year organization, and this is us 2 years ago, actually. Why Fabriano-in-Acquarello? This is vision option 1, that is to spread art and watercolor with millions different meanings. All are very welcome. Why vision number 2 is to give visibility to the best artists and masters in watercolor from all over the world. And the motivation number 3 is to grow the next generation of artists or watercolorists. This is very important because I spent a few words about it. We feel that we are a little bit old age. When we started almost 20 years ago, I was young, and I feel I am not younger, but I was young, and I don't feel to be anymore. Many of the leaders are very skilled, very experienced. Many of the artists are very skilled and very experienced. But we need our community, our world community, to grow and to take on board the new generations. That this year, I must say, I saw a lot of very young people, and this is really a joy. It means that part of our task we have arrived, we have done. But we have to work more. We have countries like India, for example. In India, we did some FabrianoInAcquarello, some in watercolor with very well organized. Rajat did one, and Praveen also did another one, a very beautiful one also. Over in India, this problem doesn't exist, because they have millions of kids practicing watercolor. Watercolor is taught at school since very young age. It is part of the topics that are done inside the university, inside the artistic university. Same in China, same in many of the country from the west part of the east part of the world. In Europe, we really feel old. And this is also from 2024 organization. And what is our mission? That is how to manage this situation, how to manage to reach the tasks. Point number 1 is the big watercolor conference meeting, not an event. Myself, I keep talking about FabrianoInAcquarello as an event. It was born as an event, but actually since very many years, we have wanted the FabrianoInAcquarello to become a conference meeting and to be not competitive. This is the meaning of being a conference meeting, not an event, at least not a competitive event. The only one, the conference meeting, the only one that focus on non-competition, on sharing knowledge, and we have done like crazy today. Yesterday, we had some of the best watercolorists from the world, and they were sharing knowledge, and they were sharing skillness, and it is very important. And we are never competitive. Believe me, we are from 80 countries of the world. Sometimes we don't agree on the same attitudes, on the same way to follow, but we try always to do not in a competitive way. We had some accident along the way in the past. We will have for sure in the future. But our main task is to find a way that can fit an open door. We must be an open door to all the artists of the world, and we must find a solution to any competition, okay? And the third point that seems to be a silly one, but it is not a silly one, because we believe in art. So we believe in spreading joy, because art is joy. Art is mostly expression, but when we meet and we are together, we are so happy to be together that the most important feeling that we have by the meeting, by the conference meeting, is the joy. Even this year, when we were so sad about having lost some important leaders, we could not but be joyful. Do you agree? And how to, mission number 3, is by FabrianoInAcquarello does it by growing an audience that is schools-based, galleries-based, and public institution-based, museum, big events, and by growing an audience that can follow each of those way, and by growing a strong sense of community that for some country is very easy. For Italians, for Indians, for European, almost all the Mediterranean countries, the sense of community is very strong for us, so it's very easy to say. For other countries, it's more complicated, not usual at least, but the sense of community that we feel in the watercolor field, in the art of watercolor, is very strong everywhere. I found also in the countries where the culture is create distance between the people, that the watercolorists feel the community they belong to. So it's kind of a recognition, not with the role, but rather with the people that share the habit to paint, to do watercolor together with you. And this sense of community, we feel it is very strong, even from neighbor countries, but even from the countries that are on a geographical war, for example. Last year, they are not here with us this year again. Last year we had the leader from Israel and the leader from Iraq, who, I was there in that moment, I was very moved, who decided that they could stay together and hug each other and share the joy. And this is stronger than anything else. So when I said a strong sense of community, I mean not a society, not prize, not an event, but a strong whole sentiment. And how to, mission number 5, is to give watercolor a role, an identity in the history, in the past, from the history, and recognize the identity of the past, because the past is nothing if it is not recognized by the actual generation, and to give watercolor a future. And this gives us the sense of anything. If we want to recognize the history, so the past of the watercolor, we must pay attention and we must pay honor to the tradition, to the traditional watercolor, and we have a lot to learn from the traditional watercolor, really a lot from the technique, from all the steps the watercolor did. But we have also to give the same attention to the future. So we must be able, this is very difficult for watercolorists. It is easier in modern art, but we must be able to understand how to use what we are today, what is the watercolor today, to propose it to the new generation and to give them a sense and a reason to join. This is again the leader community at 2 years ago meeting, and this is also a little less formal. And the history, but I try to go fast because we have many more appointments tonight. FabrianoInAcquarello was born in 2010, and from 2024 the exhibition and the event was brought to Bologna for many different reasons. We were in 2021 in Fico, but then later in Bologna. And if you want, you find these slides in our website, so you can go through them and know step by step all the history. From the 2010, the Watercolor International Conference meeting started in Fabriano. This is us. We were very many, but a very few numbers compared with those from Bologna this year and in the last year. And this was the very first international artistic community with some demos. We have become doing demos, and we have become doing the same things that we still do. And a social and socializing artistic relationship to give value to artists and art, with the same meaning that we are still following. And it is a network that can be called also Città in Acquarello or in Watercolor all over the world. The meeting was in Fabriano, now is in Fabriano and in Bologna, and in the webinar, because we always forget to talk about the webinar, but every year after the international meeting in Bologna, later the international meeting in Fabriano, and some of the international meeting all over the world, we go in the webinar at the end of the year, October, November. This year we did it in December, and all the video, the recording of the important, at least the important demonstration are published, and they become property of the public, of the audience. So anyone is free and welcome to use them for the schools, for their own learning, for everything. And from 2000, let's say 15 or 16, the FabrianoInAcquarello has become a 1,200 artworks exhibition this year, last year, and this year from 80 countries. Before it was less, and the countries were less. And we have a catalog from 2012, I think. And from this year, the decision was also not to print anymore the catalog, but share the catalog by the web in a digital version to respect the nature, to respect the ambient. So we want to save paper, and we want to use paper for other for painting. And from InArte, that is the Cultural Society we talked before. And FabrianoInAcquarello is world watercolor art, at least represent all the artists of the world. This is Maria Ines, when we were talking about Iole Di Natale, that she was one of the founder of FabrianoInAcquarello together with Michel Montigné. You all know Michel, he is with us in those days. And we were the founder of the Fest FabrianoInAcquarello. Maria Ines was beside Iole Di Natale and Michel Montigné and myself and Angelo Gorlini, of course, and some other artists from few countries of the world. There was Ireland also, but I don't even remember the name of the lady that was with us that time. I have to search in there. in the old things. And from 2017, the FabrianoInAcquarello is also the International Watercolor Museum. That is a big collection that at the moment in 2017 was about 800 watercolorists. At the moment, the collection is worth more than 1,500 because every year all the paintings that are done during the event and many more paintings that the artists send us and ask us to be cataloged in the FabrianoInAcquarello International Watercolor Museum collection has grown. The collection has grown a lot and has become bigger and bigger. In the past 2 years, the International Watercolor Museum was closed because it is organized inside a place that belongs to the city hall. And the place was no more in security, organized for the security of the place. So we decided to close it and to reorganize. And we still couldn't open, but it will be open again in a few months. We are nearly ready. And this was the original museum as it was organized. And from 2020, the FabrianoInAcquarello is also the international watercolor platform. We started maybe in 2019. It was a little bit more, the COVID arrived. We had started to organize this online platform. And during the COVID, the platform was very useful it gave us the possibility to stay in touch and to organize some little contests, some happening that were taking us busy in the sad times. Now the International Watercolor Platform has become the focus point for the selection, for the organization and the selection of all the paintings that becomes part of the year collection for the conference meeting. In 2025, we decided to share again the same task. This is a question. Shall we share the same task? Or we want to add something, or we have to cancel some of the tasks? I think we are still on the same level and we can go on. What do you think? Okay. Anyway, any suggestion you can give and we can think about it. Art is a joy. Art is emotion. Art is cooperation, sustainability, building relations, developing work. Also developing network, because we are linked. The word network gives reason to what we are. We are linked. To improve own life, because at the end we are very egoist, very selfish, because all we do for the network, we do for improvement of watercolor, but the most of the job we have done, it was to improve our self-life. I feel very blessed, and now I talk for myself, but I know that you share the same feeling. I feel very blessed because life gave me this huge community of friends, of brothers and sisters, and it was an improvement on any way, 1,000%. And at the end, we don't have to forget the most important thing, art, not only watercolor. Art, any art, is human heritage. And we must say it because there are many countries of the world that are less lucky than, for example, we are in Europe, where the history, the political situation, they gave us the opportunity to express ourselves, not 100%, but a good quote. There are countries where the art and the expression are still very limited. So we have to fight for them also. And human heritage means that we also have to fight for the future of art and the possibility that every human being can have the same joy we have. And this is almost all. If you have any question, if any of you has something that must be added, please, the microphones are here. You can ask and talk.
Can I say just an opinion, not a question? When you mentioned now about the cooperation and no competition, it was a very strong meaning for me, because there are other events where the focus is more on the competition. Who is best, who will win, how many prizes there are. They go out and do plenary and who will do better than others. And I don't think that this is really helping to build a community. And this is a big difference in Fabriano. Some people may miss the fact that they are not put like before or behind others. But this is so unique. For me, this is one of the strongest points of this gathering, that we can all feel equal at the same level. And that is what really builds peace for me. Because if you start comparing yourself with others, oh, he's better, the real feeling of cooperation is here. No leader is better than another. And if one leader needs help, we help each other. And not only that, but it's the art community, the feeling everywhere is that we want to just express ourselves and be part of this global community and grow and build, as I say, I repeat myself, but building peace is not so easy. And as you've said, there have been conflicts and there will continue to be conflicts, but for me, I'm so happy to be part of this community. And, well, I don't know what else to say, but this is what I wanted to make stand out.
Yeah. Thank you, Angela. Just to give more power to your words.
Excuse me?
At the very beginning, to give more power to your words, because you said a very important concept. At the very beginning, when we decided not to be competitive, it was a hard decision to take, because actually we had started FabrianoInAcquarello together with a competition that is Marche d'Acqua, is another event that is twin to FabrianoInAcquarello in Fabriano, and it is a prize, so it's competitive. And so when FabrianoInAcquarello decided not to take the distance from the competition, it was hard, because we had to leave a part of our history. And this gave us the starting of very many discussions. And it is only a proof that it is a hard task that we gave to each other. But it is probably the task, it is probably the decision that made more than any other gave more than our style, our identity. And we have to be thankful to the very big masters. I must be honest, and I must say it, because some of the very big masters that were coming to FabrianoInAcquarello at the very beginning, they didn't like this decision, and they didn't come to FabrianoInAcquarello anymore, because they wanted to be the god in the stage. That nothing wrong. I understand that if it is in your culture to be like that, you have to respect maybe your friends, the people you have around. But we had some of the leaders, like, let me say, Lauren McCracken, who is one of the top artists all over the world, and he supported us very strongly in this decision. So I think we have to thank them. And Lauren is not here at the moment, but very strongly, and I can say also Michel Montigné, Aurelio Pedrezzini, who is no more with us. He died few years ago. That he started not FabrianoInAcquarello directly, but the backstage of all the organization. And Angelo Gorlini did a great, big job. He's not present now, but you saw that he spends his image every year to organize, to be present, and to give a big effort, even to go to the future. He is a complete artist. And many other leaders that at the moment I can't think, but that did the same choice. That was very important. And really,
congratulations,
we must be thankful
because
to them.
It is quite unique, I think. And I think that now our challenge would be to bring younger people.
Young, exactly. Exactly.
May I just, this was a very important word, what you say at last. It was younger people. It's important, as you said in the presentation, we want to have young people doing watercolor and to show their watercolor. When we do the presentation, we have 1,900, 2,000 applications, and we take 1,200. Every leader has to decide which painting we accept, which painting we don't accept. Now is the problem, of course, people who paint since decades paint better than young people who paint since 1, 2, or 3 years. And it is a challenge always to select the best painting, and there the young people will be distraught. And it is very difficult now to search a way that we increase the number of young people to be shown in the exhibition. And even if their painting is not as good as someone who paints since several years, decades, and so on. This is, I don't know the way out of this dilemma, but maybe we should focus on it.
Yeah. Anyone has an idea?
Open a new section, maybe? A new section, yeah.
We did some years ago. We decided, some years ago, we did a test. We decided that in the community there should be present someone very high quality and very skilled, like a professional artist or a master. And then for one master, there must be 2 young artists. So yes, we have to focus on it. Thank you for saying it. Absolutely. She wanted to talk.
Yes, thank you for all your words. I'm new in this role, and we have a saying in my country, that is Iceland, that the eye of the guest is sharp. I may not be the eye of the guest is sharp. I may not be a guest here, but I'm new, in spite of my gray hair. We have a very fast-growing watercolor community in Iceland.
Say where you are from.
From Iceland. And we have a very fast growing community. We have to provide platforms for them, the people that are coming in. We also have young people, but this question is, I think, international, how to involve the younger generation. But providing a platform like this that is unique is very important. We also introduce some other platforms, but that's not what we are dealing with here. I think there must be people here that have been in the same position as we are in Iceland, that are trying to involve people at the same time, build up more. We have some seasoned people that have been in Fabriano years ago, again now. We also have a lot of new people. Some of them have been practicing artists for a long time. Most of them are, however, new to watercolor. They come from oil, like I do, graphic art, which was my past as well. But we are getting something miraculous, I think, in Iceland, that people are flocking to the watercolor, towards the watercolor. And I think a part of it is that it's a community. It's a community tighter than all the art activities I have had decades to build up contacts and participate in. So this community is very important, and it's encouraging, and we are trying to do our best to respond to this, like getting a lot of very good people for demonstrations and master classes and workshops, and some of them actually, we have a lot of familiar names that have already been in Iceland and others that are coming, that are here in Fabriano and Bologna now. So I think all good advices will be very welcome on my behalf. What to do for all these people that are really coming with their experience or with their inexperience. And I think what Salman Rushdie said is in his new novel, or relatively new novel, The Knife, about his wife being a poet, not a novel writer. Her fellow poets, they had a tight society, and he was describing something so similar to what I feel in watercolor, that there is actually a community. It's local, it's international, and I think that matters a lot and probably has a lot to do with what we are discussing. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you a lot. There was a lady, I saw someone who wanted to talk. Please do. Say your name and where you are from.
Thank you. My name is Jamie Cordero. I'm an artist, watercolor artist from Miami, Florida, USA. And it looks like there are more people up there than out there. Anyway, so I've been a very active member of the Miami Watercolor Society for many years. And we have several ways that we support young watercolor artists or young artists, encouraging them to take up watercolors. As part of our yearly exhibition, each year we have a division, a youth division. So they have a separate section within the exhibition that is specifically for young artists of college age or below. And one of the things that we do as an incentive to get them to participate in the exhibition is we offer a scholarship as a prize, one scholarship. So it's something that the local students really appreciate. And every year we've given out this scholarship. Also, we have a yearly teachers workshop. So we offer a free workshop to public school teachers that teach art in our city, in our community, in order to educate them on how to do watercolor and have them appreciate the importance and the greatness of watercolor as a medium, so that they can then teach that and share that in the public schools.
Thank you a lot. Actually, myself, I don't like very much to organize things in sections because it's a division. I rather prefer to be a community and to be all in the same on the same level. But maybe we should try to think about something like that. And anyway, thank you a lot because I don't know if it was clear, but for us, the community is not only the leader community, the leader and admins community, and their communities. It is rather all the people from all over the world that are interested in art, not even watercolor, in art, because art as an expression belongs to everyone. So actually, we are completely open to represent all of them. We said that at the opening 2 days ago also. And this is it. The problem is that we are, even if we are very many, we are limited in time because all of us are volunteers. So we are limited in timing, in the connection, in organization, and we would like to become even bigger than we are, but believe me, maybe there is a problem. In Italy, we already had to move from Fabriano to Bologna to organize something in a bigger place because Fabriano was not big enough. I don't know if we can think about moving to New York. I don't know if we can support it. Mexico. Miami, yeah, okay. Go on, ladies.
I want to get back to the topic of young people. For last 2 years, I was living in Vietnam, and when I moved to Vietnam, I got many invitations to come to the universities to talk about art, to talk about architecture, and so on. And I find out that students, many students, they don't have perspective what they will do after graduate. So their goal is just to pass the exam, and later life will see what they will do. So maybe the idea is how we can get like more young people is to go to the universities as a FabrianoInAcquarello, just maybe send email to all the universities around the world and tell them that artists, we as an artist, we want to come to the universities to share about watercolor, to share about the conference meeting, and so on. And just to give young people, students, the idea that after graduate or during the study, they can join artists, all artists, and become one of us. And after the graduation, they will continue their path as an artist, as a watercolor artist, or maybe they will find some new solution. And like in Vietnam, universities like I'm teaching right now in Hanoi Architecture University, and we have 10,000 students, and some of them may choose watercolor as the part of their life. And this is just one university in Hanoi, and there are many other universities which, I believe in New Delhi, you have universities which 10,000, 20,000 people. So maybe this is the way to get.
A few years ago, we were in China together. Do you remember? We were invited by the China government, and they did a project, but it's a program because they do it every year. And they organized a scholarship during summer for 2,000 young students coming from all the university all over China, and we were there as artists to meet them and to talk about watercolor. And we have a lot to learn from them, of course, from your country also, yes. Very fast, because we have to go on
Yes.
to more demonstrations.
Sorry, I come from Paraguay. Our language is Espanol. Paraguay is a little country between Brazil and Argentina. And we have poor people. And always the problem is water, energy, houses. But I think, like Anna, people without art is really poor. We need to grow. Many childs don't know about watercolor, and we must do the job, like you say, Anna. And let me say, in our second language, we have two languages. One Spanish, the other one is a native language, Guarani, Awije. It means thank a lot.
Thank you. Who else? Caroline from Australia.
I've always got a few words to say, and thank you everybody for being involved. I'd just like to say first, the incredible opportunity that this community has given each of us to connect, to have a reason to come together, to take us out of our studios where we're often alone in our creative minds, but to join forces with so many like-minded people with a vision for a bigger picture of our watercolour world. And I believe, as I said yesterday, we're actually literally in the progress of a new art movement of the growth of watercolour. But as a component of the youth, I'm involved with primary schools in my city where I access or I'm invited to be an artist in residence. And what I'm finding in these schools, even though primary school students at their young ages do quite a lot of craft and a lot of creative thinking before they can read well or write well, but as they get older, they're writing more and they're painting and drawing, etc. less. Many primary school teachers are not trained in fine arts, so they're limited to what they can share with the children. And having an artist in resident program encouraged by your local schools and finding volunteers from your community to be a part of that sort of program encourages the knowledge from a professional point of view with the art skill to share. So I can encourage each and every one of you, if you don't have the time because you're working full-time or whatnot, but you're connected to an art society, is to approach your primary schools. Your primary schools are children that are open, they're sponges, they want to do it, they want to learn, they're excited. And to indoctrinate them into the idea that this isn't just some art you can do today, but a whole community that you can connect with for your whole life. And so that's my recommendation, is that starting them very young, not waiting to necessarily university to excite them in not art as a hobby or art as an expression, but art as a community.
Every idea is a good idea. Thank you, Caroline. Go very fast because we have to go on with the last two demos.
Yeah, I want to reply to this topic because, like small kids, maybe we should focus in educating their parents first to get involved. Yes.
Thank you, Min. Sorry, we have to close. We are very proud this year because it is true we are more on the stage than on the platea. But we try to during FabrianoInAcquarello, we have been trying to organize lecture and talking and focus point on some different arguments. And we did in the very first year like 3, 4, 5 people in the room. This year, yesterday panels, the platea was full. And tonight also, I think we are having a great audience, and this is great. It means that we are artists. We express ourselves by painting, not by talking. But it means that some talking have become part of our life and that we can even share the ideas, the abstract ideas. So, apart from this, thank you a lot for being with us tonight at this talking. I was very honored and very proud to present the FabrianoInAcquarello community. And now we go on with 2 the last two beautiful demos. So don't go away, and we go on the other side. We become audience now, and so we organize the stage for the next one.